Two Australian nurses have been caught in a shocking anti-Semitic tirade against an Israeli. In a video posted to TikTok, the pair can be heard bragging about killing and refusing to treat Israeli patients. The male nurse says that despite the Israeli's, quote, pretty eyes, he will be killed and sent to Jahannam, which effectively means hell. The female nurse says the Israeli will be killed because, quote, it's Palestine's country, not your country. Take a listen.
You know what? Oh, shit.
How are you, man?
Good, how are you, my man?
Pretty good. Are you a nurse, a doctor?
I'm a doctor, my man.
A doctor? For what?
In hospital. What about you? Where you from?
I'm from Israel, from the Holy Land.
You know what? I'm gonna be really honest with you.
All right.
I'm gonna be really honest with you. You actually got a really, really beautiful eyes.
Thank you, man.
But I'm so upset that you're Israeli. Like, eventually you're gonna get killed and you're gonna go to Jahannam, inshallah. Like, these pretty eyes, they should stay in this world for longer.
Why do you think? Why do you think I'm gonna get killed?
It's Palestine's country, not your country. You piece
how are
of
you?
shit.
What's your name?
One day, your time will come and you will die the most.
We spread
listen to me.
Peace.
Listen to me.
And you spread
when your
death.
time comes.
How are you, doctors? Wait.
I want you to remember my face.
Okay,
so
okay.
You can understand
Gotcha.
That you will
I have
die
a question
the most
though.
disgusting death.
All right, for sure. I have a question though.
Yeah, what's it?
I have a question. Let's say an Israeli. God forbid.
I won't treat them. I'll kill them.
You'll kill them? So if an Israeli is in Australia and God forbid something happened to him and he comes to your hospital,
I hope to God.
Would you kill him?
You have no idea how many Israeli Khara dog came to this hospital and I sent him to Jahannam. I literally sent him to Jahannam.
The nurses in the video are Ahmad Rashad Nadir and Sarah Abu Lebda. They both work at Bankstown Hospital in southwest Sydney. The Premier of New South Wales confirmed the two were Sydney health workers and assured the public the two had been stood down. Health Minister Ryan Park had this to say.
They are vile, disgusting and deranged individuals. Well, I don't know what explanation any of these individuals could possibly give that in any way would justify this disgusting, vile behaviour. I don't want to leave a slither of light to allow any of them to be able to think that they will ever work for New South Wales Health again.
The family of the female nurse reacted with fury when approached by journalists asking for answers on their daughter's comments.
While the family of the female nurse lashed out.
What? I don't give a shit! Get the
I'm on public comment. What do you have to say about the allegations that Sarah...
Becoming aggressive to journalists.
Mate, listen to me, brother. All right, okay. I need my phone back.
A man identifying himself as her uncle, saying she's sorry.
No, she's not a threat. No, she will never be a threat.
An investigation is underway to determine whether any patients have been neglected or even murdered at the Bankstown Hospital. The latest rant comes in the wake of a sustained rise in anti-Semitism since Hamas's attack on Israel on 7th of October 2023 and the ensuing war in Gaza. Brits have watched on uneasily as hundreds of thousands have regularly taken to the streets to demonstrate against the war, which often include anti-Semitic chants.
West Bank, Gaza, it's about time we globalise the Intifada! Yeah!
First, to the video posted by an Israeli influencer overnight, which captured two nurses in Bankstown Hospital in Western Sydney making grotesque and potentially criminal comments about Jewish patients in their care.
Let's say an Israeli. God forbid.
I won't treat them. I'll kill them.
You'll kill them? So if an Israeli is in Australia and God forbid something happened to him and he comes to your hospital,
I hope to God.
Would you kill him?
You have no idea how many Israeli Khara dog came to this hospital and I sent him to Jahannam.
Ahmed Rashad Nadir and Sarah Abu Lebda now face a criminal investigation while the New South Wales Department of Health is combing through their work history in the hospital. Ryan Park is the New South Wales Health Minister. I spoke to him earlier. Ryan Park, welcome to 7:30.
Thank you.
First of all, your reaction when you were shown the video early this morning.
Well, it is one of the most difficult things I've ever seen. I never thought I would see in 2025 two individuals employed to care for people in New South Wales Health behaving in such a vile, disgusting and abhorrent way. It has sent shockwaves not only through me but the government and more importantly through the broader community, but in particular the Jewish community.
What actions have you taken today in relation to the two nurses seen in the video?
Yeah, well, immediately we engaged with the New South Wales Health Secretary. She was able to, and her team were able to identify the two individuals as nurses from Bankstown Hospital. They were immediately stood down and suspended. From there, New South Wales Police, the Special Task Force, was engaged straight away. New South Wales Police have begun their investigations and carried out a range of interviews of staff and looking at CCTV and where the incident took place. New South Wales Health has also informed the Healthcare Complaints Commission and they are working with other regulatory bodies, and New South Wales Health itself is obviously investigating how this has occurred and, more importantly going forward, whether there could have been any impact on other patients that these two individuals may have been caring for.
Let's talk about that because it's the most important part of this, obviously. How long were those two nurses working at the hospital?
I don't know the exact time. What I do know and what I've made clear to New South Wales Health is I want to make sure that in the very immediate term, so in the last few weeks, I want to make sure there has been no adverse outcomes as a result of their behaviour and their views expressed in this video. But then I will be going back a significant period, probably at least 12 months, to make sure that there is nothing outstanding. Now, there doesn't appear initially, from what we've looked at, there doesn't seem to be an over-representation of complaints from that particular hospital about individuals or issues, but it is very early days and I want to assure the community that we will get to the bottom of it and that these people have no place at all in a New South Wales health or hospital system delivering care that people are meant to receive when they go into a hospital in our state.
Whatever that more granular study reveals to you, as things stand now, the length of time that they've spent at the hospital must have put them in contact with potentially hundreds of patients. How can you effectively audit whether patients, and especially Jewish patients, have received proper care during that time?
Well, that'll be the process now. We will have some clinical leadership going through and monitoring were there any adverse outcomes, could any of that in any way, shape or form be attributed to this type of behaviour and view that they expressed in the video? Are there outstanding issues that perhaps have been raised that we thought was something else that may now in this context be not? I'm not going to say this will happen overnight because I'm not going to make that commitment. It will be done thoroughly, it will be done diligently and it will be done carefully because I don't want to give these individuals a shed of light for them to be in any way, shape or form think they can come back to the New South Wales hospital system.
As things stand tonight, can you rule out that anyone has died as a result of their actions?
Well, look, none of that information has been brought to me at this early stage. But as I said, what I am doing and what New South Wales Health will do now with other regulatory bodies is essentially go through those areas of care that they were particularly where they may have been responsible for or admitting direct patient care, and we want to make sure that there was no adverse outcomes that could be in any way, shape or form attributed to this. But I can assure the community of this, I will be very transparent, I will be very clear, and I will be keeping the community up to date. And I want to do that for a few reasons, Sarah. I want to make sure that our Jewish community and every community has confidence in going to our health and hospital system when they're at their most vulnerable. I want to assure the people of Bankstown and southwest Sydney that their hospital is high quality and delivers safe and quality services. And I want to assure the staff that we continue to back the incredible work that the 180,000 men and women of the New South Wales Health Service do every day.
These two nurses are registered nurses. What's to prevent them working somewhere else in the system while this investigation is underway?
Well, we've already, through New South Wales Health, engaged with APRA, one of the regulatory bodies, and we will continue to communicate with them our concerns. It'll be made very clear that our expectation is that these people do not work in any health or hospital system across our country. That's a matter for individual jurisdictions, but to be quite clear, that is my viewpoint. I don't want them to be involved in delivery of care for any person in New South Wales. Their views that they express today, the way they express those views, the shock, concern and fear that they have caused amongst the Jewish community and the broader community means they are not fit to serve in our New South Wales hospital system.
Is it within your power to cancel their registrations?
No, not necessarily within my power. That'll be an APRA and through their regulatory bodies that will be done. But that is a conversation that the Healthcare Complaints Commission, in partnership with New South Wales Health and those bodies, have already started, and I'll update the community as those processes work through.
As we understand it, one of the two, more directly, that's Ahmed Rashad Nadir, has expressed regret for some of the things that were said in the video. Do you accept that preliminary apology?
No, I don't, and I don't because his 185,000 other colleagues in the New South Wales health system don't accept it. The Jewish community certainly don't accept it. The broader community don't accept it. This vile, disgusting behaviour has no place in our community, but I can assure you it has no place in the New South Wales health and hospital system that Secretary Pearce is responsible for and I'm the Minister for. No place at all. I cannot have a situation where community members, because of their faith, because of their cultural background, because of whatever it is, present to a hospital and feel in any way unsafe, feel in any way fear for their treatment. This is a basic bedrock of the Australian public health care system, that no matter who you are, no matter where you're from, you have a right to access care that is safe, that is effective and is designed to get you back on your feet as quickly as possible.
Ryan Park, thank you very much indeed for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
Dr Mike Freelander is a paediatrician and the MP for Macarthur, which includes Bankstown Hospital. He's also Jewish. His distress at what he saw in the video moved him to speak in federal parliament today.
The alleged role of these health professionals is just disgusting to me, where they have abrogated their sacred responsibility as health workers. The fact that they come from the area health service that I work in and live in our society is disgusting to me. We are all Australians. Our health workers deserve admiration, and the fact that they could behave like this is just revolting to me.
Dr Freelander joins me now. Dr Freelander, what was it that moved you so today?
As a person who's worked in health for half a century, we are taught that no matter which God you pray to or none, your most sacred responsibility is to care for the people that have come to you for health reasons. The fact that we could have people that work in the same area health service that I work in could suggest that they would kill people of a different nationality was just shocking to me, because I've worked in a system that I've been, in the public hospital system that I've been very proud to work in for a long time. I myself had a major health problem 20 years ago, and I owe my life to a doctor who I know is of the Muslim faith, and he's just a wonderful fellow. As a paediatrician, I've looked after people of every creed. The one question I never asked people was their religion, because it wasn't important. I asked lots of intrusive questions about health and other things, but never had to ask their religion because it wasn't important. What is important that as health workers, we care for people to the best of our ability to know no matter what their religion or race or colour is, and the fact that health workers, who I think really are real outliers, it's not true of the health system, could behave in this way and suggest they would behave in this way of killing people of a different nationality was just shocking to me. We've had a lot in the community with the anti-Semitic attacks, but this just shook me to my very core, and I just felt I had to say something.
Do you understand, you're from the community that includes the hospital in question, do you understand how social cohesion has broken down to the point that we see something like this?
I don't believe social cohesion has broken down. I know my community and people of all faiths and colours and ethnicities are working together in some pretty tough times. I think these people are outliers. I can't deny that it's happened, and there may be a few people in the community that feel the way they do in the health community, but I think they're real outliers. Western Sydney and southwestern Sydney has gone through a lot of stressful times, during and after the pandemic, and they've stuck together, and I have the highest respect for our religious leaders, for our community and for our health workers. So I don't believe that social cohesion has broken down. In the modern era, some people have loud voices, but they're very few in number, and I think this is true of many of the people that are perpetrators of the anti-Semitic events we've seen. And they are in the minority by far, and I think our society is a very, very cohesive one. And, I've been doing some door-knocking campaigning in the last few weeks, and the people who I see, and they come from everywhere, from all over the world, are very lucky and very glad that they live in Australia, and I think that's been the general view. A few isolated incidents does not mean that social cohesion has broken down.
Let me ask you this. How do you reassure, particularly as a doctor yourself, how do you reassure Jewish patients who've been through the doors of that hospital over recent weeks, months and even perhaps years?
Look, by saying exactly the same as we've been saying. Health workers treat people according to their need, not their creed. And, that's all I've seen in my professional career. As a patient some years ago myself, that's what I saw. And, I still work in the system. I still do a clinic at our local hospital. And that's all I've ever seen. And I think the people that were responsible for this, it is shocking, as I've said, but I think they are real outliers and they will be treated appropriately thanks to the prompt action by the Health Minister, Ryan Park, in New South Wales, and our police and security forces. They will be brought to justice, and the justice system will deal with them. I know that sometimes young people in particular can do stupid things, and I do believe that the justice system will deal with them appropriately. I hope that one day we can forgive them. I do hope that. But at the present time, I think it's very hard to give them forgiveness for the things that they have done, not just to our health system, but have done to the broader society. I can only reassure people who are Jewish or of different creeds or colours that you will be treated by the public hospital system according to your need, and that has been my experience over 50 years.
Dr. Freelander, thank you very much indeed for joining us.
Thank you for having me.